Hi, it's Miles Red, Songbird in New York City. To Michelle Birdsong, Eve, Mother of the Earth, Part 2 of Mainstreaming Clues to You. So, when I was a little kid, my mother wouldn't give me to Lenise, her friend, even when Lenise said, "You don't want her." I visited Lenise once when I was pregnant, years later. She drove past some woman's house her boyfriend had been two-timing her with, and the woman shot at our car. Lenise was cheating on her husband. I never heard the word God or Jesus Christ out of her mouth. I'm glad I wasn't Lenise's child. She was immoral. But I had wanted to be given away, and when I grew up, I gave my firstborn away. I had been 17 years old, homeless, destitute, so I gave him John the Baptist, Anthony Craig Williams, to the neighbor and her husband, Mrs. Minnie Williams of Chicago. Now that I'm more experienced, I realize from age 6 to 17, when I lived with Andonia and Brother Wright during the week, it was heaven, but no playmates. It was safe, peaceful, clean, attractive house, nice rugs, nice paintings. I don't know what's going on with this. What's wrong with this? Oh, okay. Where am I? It was books. They have books, and they pray 2 hours every night, and church attendance 1, 2, or 3 times a week, and there was kindness. Neither one showed anger at me. Andonia got mad at me once when I interrupted her reading the Bible to Brother Wright. He had a 3rd grade education. And I started talking to Andonia by saying, "Andonia, when I was wiping myself," and she went, "Stop." Her hand went up, shot up in a stop signal. Andonia's, she was and still is aware of indelicate speech and does not like it. She is my daughter Robin Birdsong now, who was King James, responsible for the most beautiful, meticulously crafted Bible, the poetic King James Version of the Bishop's Bible. And that Bible had been inspired by Elizabeth I, the Virgin Queen of England, Eve, who was a hands-on queen. She looked after her people, as Michael John reminded me on the phone today. Elizabeth II is largely a ceremonial queen. The British royal family seemed to me to be there because they were born into the roles. And Meghan Markle doesn't get it, but mostly what they do is be photographed. She thinks she's a movie star. Royalty is supposed to be a higher class than mere celebrity. My mother, Babaji Jamal Singh, who appointed Sarwan Singh Michael John Spear Master, household was hell because she and her 3rd husband worked very hard, but they also drank alcohol. He got drunk and talked continuously every weekend. And my mother worked hard in a laundry, then a cleaner's with chump change. And she fainted when Maddox Tire Company came and repossessed her tires on her car for lack of payment. She didn't know how she was going to get to work. Arthur Chris Hedges rightly said, living in poverty is like being in a war. My mother endured war by first drinking beer when she came home, a habit she picked up from her atheist first husband, Kenneth Anderson, who drank himself to death. Cause of death, yellow jaundice. So did Baba Jamal Singh's projection, Miss Frog, drink herself to death. The doctor told me her organs looked much older than her 54 years when she died. Her big regret was leaving alcoholic, violent Kenneth. She wondered if he would have lived longer had she stayed with him. He wasn't 40 years old when he died. His mother had a curse laid on her. Kenneth's father had married Kenneth's mother, and the other woman he'd been sleeping with was furious. Hell hath no fury like that of a woman scorned. This proverb is adapted from the line in the play The Mourning Bride, Mourning, Mourning Bride, by William Congreve, an English author of the late 17th and 18th century. The scorned woman told Kenneth's mother that any children she had with her husband would die young. And sure enough, both of their children, a girl named Helen and Kenneth, died young. Kenneth's father told him, never sleep with a woman you don't want to marry. So the master Kabir, Sally Kendrick, Ostara, Gloria, didn't want to see her little girl Mildred, one of 5 children, being sexually molested by her husband, and her heart-brain coherence let her get her wish. She went blind. Cataracts grew over her eyes. In India, at the Dera Baba Jamal Radhaswami headquarters, Charan Singh Jesus Christ, now Gurinder Singh Dillon, started a free eye clinic. Eye camp, they call it, with a great eye surgeon who removed the cataracts for the elderly, poor patients who came to have their eyesight restored. Jesus Christ gave sight to the blind. There is a Dera Eye Camp DVD that shows the successful humanitarian project. Okay. Charan Singh Jesus Christ praised the doctor. All of his operations were successful. Charan Singh pointed out how relaxed the doctor was. And Charan Singh used to do deep breathing exercises. I do them when I remember to do them. They're very healthy. So I went crazy because I could not bear my grandson, Charan Singh Jesus Christ. This is when I was Mrs. Charan Singh, paying. And I couldn't blame my husband for making him suck his dick because he was the perfect living master. God realized, I believe. And I couldn't let him, Charan Singh, Michael John Spear, suck my breast and have sex with me because I could not allow myself to be responsible for God being so tempted as to break his own laws. The masters abstain from having sex when they become masters. Charan Singh was mad with lust, and he blamed Saint Tulsi Sahib, Satmat, founder, for the no sex for perfect masters rule. For being Charan Singh said Tulsi Sahib was imperfect because he walked with dirty feet among his disciples. Tulsi Sahib, T. Michelle Birdsong, was born with what one man implied were ugly feet, bunions. So she has paid for walking barefoot as a master. Because her mother hadn't wanted her, Michelle decided not to be herself, but to be her mother, who she presumed, because she was her mother, was a saint. Then her God. Some call came in. Sorry for the delay. Where am I? Her God. And so she could do no wrong. Her God could do no wrong. And Michelle has bunions just like her mother had bunions. And she's been poor all her life just like her mother. They both, Saint Tulsi Sahib and Saint Baba Jamal Singh, now Jindara Michelle Ranziger, in foster care. Yeah, Jindara's in foster care. Been fighting in war all their lives. It seems clear that Baba Jamal Singh, having projected himself as my mother in a war, has paid off all his bad karma for appointing Sawan Singh master, who turned out to be driven by lust to be a pedophile. Okay, let's see what we got next. Holy Royal Family Final Judgments. It seems clear that Saint Kabir, having grieved himself, as Sally Kendrick's blind as Ostara and has currently been given away to her pedophile dad, a mother called Satan, by her mother, Swamiji Maharaji's wife, Mildred Kendrick's Melanie Lynn Spear, and she has suffered more than enough to pay off her bad karma. I'm talking about Sally Kendrick's Ostara Gloria, for not saving her daughter from her pedophile husband. She was a powerless, penniless wife and mother of 5 with no means of support of herself and her children. Kabir, Robin Michelle Birdsong has paid off all her bad karma by living in poverty, fighting war, and doing hard, distasteful work all her life, up until now. And it seems that Tulsi Sahib, Mrs. Sawan Singh, Michelle, has suffered more than enough to pay off her bad karma for not rescuing her grandson from pedophile Sawan Singh, but driven crazy, unbalanced Sawan Singh. Michael John Spear, homosexual. What's that word? Homosexual what? What's that word? Homosexual's mind. As Guru Nanak, Michelle took an interest in children and opened many schools for their instruction. Britannica.com says Guru Nanak, Michelle Birdsong, was born in the Punjab, which has been the home of the Sikh faith ever since. Guru Nanak founded Sikhism. Nanak composed many hymns which were collected in the Adi Granth by Guru Arjan, the 5th Sikh Guru, in 1604. Guru Arjan, now Eve Sun Singh Birdsong. Nanak's authorship of these works is beyond doubt, and it was certain that he visited pilgrimage sites throughout India. Beyond this, very little is known. He asked Eve T. Michelle Birdsong balanced any bad karma by the enormous amount of good he did for so many people, giving Sikhs religion, the heritage of Radhaswami masters, what are we doing here? Giving Sikhs a sane, fair to females, courageous, devoted to God and not rituals. He structured into a way of life called Sikh religion, the heritage of Radhaswami masters, at the Dara Baba Jamal Singh. Swamiji's wife, now Melanie Lynn Spear, and her children have paid off all her bad karma by living in poverty, being at war. And they paid off their bad karma too, all their lives. And by giving life to 4 souls, all of whom have been saints. Sing Birdsong paid off. So that's the end of that. Now, new judgment. Sing Birdsong paid off his bad karma by living in poverty and not having his true love with him when he was Charlemagne Cordelia Guggenheim. Founder of the Dara, Baba Jamal Singh, took another birth as master of his namesake, Dara Baba Jamal Singh, Science of the Soul Study Center headquarters, as the Buddha Gurinder Singh. He was born the nephew of Charan Singh, Jesus Christ, who as a 5-year-old grandson of Sarwan Singh had been the victim of his driven by lust. Grandfather. Lust. L for will, U for you, S for see, cross. Will you see the cross? Will IOU, cross. Yeah. So Gurinder Singh, Charan Singh, Jesus Christ has been compassionate toward Lucifer. Sarwan Singh, Michael John Spear, who has lost his wife of 37 years after having driven her crazy when they were Mr. and Mrs. Sarwan Singh, and having driven her crazy many times when they were Mr. and Mrs. Michael John Spear. Lucifer also loses his daughter, as she, Melanie Lynn Spear, is a biological child of Maestro Dr. Isaiah Allen Jackson. Video. Now we're talking about a video. This is called America is Dead. Here's proof we just got sold to the global order. Okay, you might want to watch this video because it's kind of serious. Lisa Haven channel. She said, we won't have peace until Jesus Christ comes back to this earth. Mother Eve said, he's back. His name is Gurinder Singh Dhillon. He has been Marshall Mad Dillon and 007, Pierce Brosnan. He and his number 1 wife, Mary Magdalene, Eve, Earth's mother, are the heads, queen and king of the universe. Jesus Christ, Gurinder Singh Dhillon's picture is on the dashboard of this Satsangi Uber car. See? He is driving Satsang Robin Michelle Birdsong to her Airbnb in New Delhi, India. Robin Michelle Birdsong has just ended a 2-week visit at the Dara in the Punjab with Jesus Christ, Gurinder Singh Dhillon, the Buddha, and some of his 4 million to 20 million disciples. Okay, so I think that's it. That's it. Thank you for watching, and I hope you learned a lot, and the Holy Royal family members have balanced their karmas by paying off their bad karma through suffering and misfortune. Okay, thank you.